Well, hi again, everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and this is start number 39, the penultimate start of the 1972 Gaylord Perry Stratomatic Super Advanced Starts Only replay. Today, the Indians head to Baltimore to face the Orioles, and Dave McNally is the starting pitcher for the Orioles. Perry's stats on the year: he is 21 wins, 14 losses, 312 innings pitched, 76 earned runs, 68 walks on 184 strikeouts, and a 2.19 ERA. And we'll go ahead and get the weather effects out of the weather chart out of the way first. We are in Baltimore. It is a night game on the September 27th, 1972. And so 1 to 4 is good, 5 to 15 is average, and 16 to 20 is bad. That's a 5 and just in the average. So we have sort of like a reversal here. Ballpark singles, a 1 for a lefty and a 10 for a righty. And the ballpark home runs are just the reverse. 10 for a lefty, 1 for a righty. Looks like they did that for all of them. Good, good, average, or bad. All right, and the starting lineup for your visiting Cleveland Indians. Leading off and playing center field is Buddy Bell. Batting second, playing second is Jack Brohammer. Batting third and playing first base is Chris Chambliss. Cleaning up and catching is Roy Fossey. Batting fifth and playing third base is Greg Nettles. Batting sixth and playing left field is Kurt Bavacqua. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Frank Duffy. Batting eighth and playing right field is Tommy McCraw. And batting ninth and pitching is Gaylord Perry. And the defense behind McNally from third to first is Boo Powell at first. Davey Johnson at second. Bobby Grich at short. And Brooks Robinson at third. We have Don Buford in left. Paul Blair in center. And Terry Crowley in right. And Johnny Oates catching McNally. McNally, left-handed hitter. I did not get timeout. Well, I get the correct pitcher rating card for the Orioles. All right, and here is Buddy Bell leading off against the left-hander McNally. 4 and a 7. That's a fly ball to center field. And Blair puts it away, 1 down. Here is Jack Brohammer. Lefty-lefty matchup. 6 and a 5. And that's a bouncer to first. And Powell takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down. And here is Chris Chambliss, this very lefty-heavy lineup against the lefty McNally. That's a 2-7. And that's a bouncer back to the mound. And McNally throws out Chambliss, and that will retire the side. The Indians go in order here in the first, and after a half inning, it's the Indians nothing and the Orioles coming to bat. In the Orioles batting order is Buford, Oates, and Grich, Powell, Crawley, and Robinson, and Blair, Johnson, and McNally. And here's the pitch to Buford. 1 and a 3. High pop-up right side of the infield. Chambliss calls for it and makes the catch, 1 away. And here is Johnny Oates, former manager. 2 and a 10, and that's a bouncer to first. And Chambliss will take it himself. So Chambliss responsible for both outs so far here in the bottom of the first. And here's Bobby Grich. Of course, later go on to play for the California Los Angeles Angels, or whatever you want to call them now. 5 and a 6 against a righty. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. So after full inning, it's the Indians nothing and the Orioles nothing. Fosse, Nettles, and Bavacqua due up here for the Tribe here in the top of the second. All right. Here is Fosse. 6 and a 6. And that's just a bit outside ball 4. First base runner for either team. And they will not hold on Fosse. -5 for McNally. Offsets a little bit on the +1 for Oates. So they'd be plus or -4 and then -6 if we were to hold. All right, here's Nettles. Havoc roll for McNally. The only way they can get a havoc roll is if a 2 comes up. So nothing on the 11. And here's the pitch to Nettles. Oops. And that's a 5 and a 4. And that's the third baseman. And Robinson's all over that. Let's see here. So Robinson. 1 and a 5. Yeah, that's the first number that's not in the pound range. Robinson, E11 and an 8. There is no 8, so that's nice play ranging towards second. Throws to second to get Fosse, and the return throw is in time. Nice play by Robinson. 2 down. And I'll take a pause, and we'll get to look at the Kurt Bavacqua card right after this. And there is the Bavacqua card. Of course, nothing, primarily only going against lefties, so we'll be right back to action right after this. All right, and as you saw Bavacqua's card there, he had a card in 71 when I played him for the whole year, but he didn't play much of the season in 72, so they didn't card him for 72. All right, here is Bavacqua. 1 and a 7. That's the right column, but wrong result. That's a ground ball to second, and Johnson retires Bavacqua, and that will retire the side. After an inning and a half, it's the Indians nothing and the Orioles nothing. And Powell, Crawley, and Robinson due up here for the Orioles here in the bottom of the second. Six and an 11. That's to the right fielder on the 11. Most of you know I'm rolling the D20 with it. Whatever the D20 pops up with is going to be the range. So the range for the right fielder, McCraw, that should be fine on a range of 3. Oh boy. Error chance of 8 for McCraw on a 5. There is no 8. The 3 and the 11 is good enough. So nice play there by McCraw, tracking it down and making the play to retire Powell. 1 down. And here is Terry Crowley. And that is a 6 and a 7. Swung on and missed, struck him out. And here is Brooks Robinson. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And 5 and a 7. That's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. So once again, the Orioles go in order here in the second. And after 2 complete, it's the Indians nothing and the Orioles nothing. Bottom third of the order do up for the Indians, Duffy, McCraw, and Perry. All right, here is Duffy. Two and a 10 against a lefty. That's a ballpark single chance, but that's not a 1 to 10, so that will be grounded to the first baseman, and taking it to there himself is Powell. 1 down. Here is Tommy McCraw. All right, 4 and a 7. And against the lefty, struck him out. And here is Gaylord Perry. Two and a 12. And that's a deep fly ball to right field, but with room, a couple steps in front of the warning track is Crowley, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Indians here in the top of the third, and we go to the bottom of the third, starting to look like a pitcher's duel. Knock on wood. All right, and Perry will face bottom third of the Orioles order, Blair, Johnson, and McNally. And that ball is crushed and will go over the center fielder's Bell's head and get to the wall. And into second with the leadoff double is Paul Blair. First hit for the Orioles here in the bottom of the third. And they will hold Blair on, especially running at a 16. All right, havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 14. Here's Davey Johnson. Two and a 7. 1 to 4 single chance. That's line smashed, but caught by the third baseman Nettles. 1 down. And they're going to let McNally swing away here. With pitcher hitting card number 6 and with a runner already in scoring position, they're not going to bunt him over to third. Havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 17. And here's the pitch to McNally. 6 and a 7. McNally is a right-handed hitter. So it's a bouncer to third. Nettles looks the runner back to second. And that retires McNally. Now it's up to Don Buford. And havoc roll 1 to 7, and Blair goes to third. Not on the 18. All right, here's Buford. Oops. Switch hitter batting left-handed. And that's to the right fielder, and on a 1, that'll score a run. 3 and a 1 that will go over McCraw's head. And 5 and a 13. No, not. It would be a 14. Would have been an error. That is a double. Scoring from second is Blair, and the Orioles draw first. get on the board first here, I guess we should say. Lead 1-0. Go look up the score here real quick, what the actual score of this game was. The actual score of this game was... The Indians actually won this game 3-0. So this will be a slight change of pace for that. Johnny Oates up with runner on second, 2 outs. And a havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 16. And here's the pitch to Oates. 5 and an 8. Second base chance. That's for Brohammer. We were not holding on Buford. And let's see, second base. That's Brohammer. 2 and a 10's fine. And that's a 10 on a 19, and that is fine as well. So Brohammer throws out Oates to retire the side, but the Orioles get on the board and lead 1-0 after 3. And due up for the Indians, top of the order, Bell, Brohammer, and Chambliss. And here's the pitch to Buddy Bell. 1 and a 9 against the lefty. That's a bouncer to short, and Bobby Grich will throw out Buddy Bell. 1 down. And here is Jack Brohammer. 2 and an 8. Little tapper back to the mound. Easy play for McNally. Throws out Brohammer. 2 away, and here's Chris Chambliss. Four and a 7. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Indians trail 1-0. Rich, Powell, and Crawley do up here for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 4th. One and a 5. Oh, that would have been a nice play by the center fielder Bell, cutting it off. 1-3 triple chance. That's a 4. So keeping Grich at first with the leadoff single, and they will hold him on. He'd be 1-10. But they will just hold him on. He will not go anywhere. Here's Boog Powell. We might, if Powell gets out, then we might send him over try to get him over for Crawley. Maybe get a jump. All right, here's Boog. Three and an 8. And we won't need to worry about it because that's a line drive over the head of Brohammer and into left center field. Only being able to go to second is Grich. But back-to-back singles for Powell and Grich. Here's Terry Crowley. I'd rather not hit and run here, but... All right, havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 16. Wish Crowley was a better bunter, but... Oh well. 6 and a 10. That's to the shortstop. And oof. I guess we didn't say we were holding on Grich there. We were holding him on first, but we weren't holding him on second. So 15, that's for shortstop. That is Duffy. He's a 3. Could he have a chance to turn 2? 3, 15. Oh, yes, he could if he makes the play. Duffy is an E18. Oh boy, E18 and a 15. This could go from bad to worse. And it does. He bobbles it and everybody is safe. There is a 15 on an E18 for shortstop, so bases are loaded, and the Indians will bring the infield in for Brooks Robinson. And we'll say that's a 13-0 on the 13. And here is Brooks Robinson. Six and a 5. Swung on and missed. Struck him out, and Robinson down on strikes for the second time today. He only hit 250. He must have been hurt that year. All right, 1 down. They'll keep the infield in. Nothing on the 3 for the havoc roll. Here's Paul Blair. Blair doubled his first time up. Five and a 7. Struck him out. So back-to-back strikeouts, and the infield will go back to normal. And here's Davey Johnson. Chance for Perry to finish the Houdini act. Bases loaded, nobody out, and he's gotten both. The next 2 batters, let's see what he does to Johnson. 3 and a 3. Pops him up. Left side of the infield. Brohammer calls for it and makes the catch, and the Orioles leave them stranded. Wow. Let's see if that brings a momentum swing for the Indians here in the top half of the 5th, where they still trail 1-0. As Fossey, Nettles, and Bavacqua do up here in the top of the 5th, as we're about halfway home. One and a 9. Bouncer to short, and that will retire Fossey. And here is Greg Nettles. Nettles so far today bounced into a double play. In fact, the only base runner has been a walk to Fossey in the second inning. Oops. And a 1 and a 6, and that will take care of that hitless streak. That's ripped into center field, and rounding first, but staying there is Nettles. And first hit for the Indians here in the top of the 5th. Nothing on the havoc roll for McNally. 6 and a 6 against a righty. Just a bit outside ball 4, so first and second with 1 out for Frank Duffy. Havoc roll for McNally. Nothing on the 13. And 5 and an 8 against a righty. And that ball is hit the center field. Cut off there by the center fielder, Blair. Rounding third and digging for home is Nettles. He will score. Rounding second, heading to third is Bavacqua. And the Indians have tied the game at 1. So runners on the corners. 1 out for Tommy McCraw, and the Orioles will bring the infield in. Trying to keep this a tie game. Nothing on the 13, and they're not expecting a bunt from McCraw. Not with Perry coming up next. You got to try to get McCraw to swing the bat. 4 and a 5. Shortstop chance, and they are not holding anybody on. And that's shortstop is Grich, 3 and a 5. That is a G3 with the pound. But that's... Oh, but the infield is in. So that's a base hit. Now let's see if there's an error. So G3, when the infield is in, that changes to a single 2 stars. So 3 and a 5. Yep. And shortstop, Grich, E38 and a 13. There is a 13, so single, 2 stars with an error. Single and an error, runners advance 2 bases. So we'll give RBI to McCraw. We'll say Duffy goes to second on the single and to third on the error. And the Indians have put 2 on the board. And here is Gaylord Perry. And they'll play... Well, I guess we'll keep the infield in. Havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 12. 1 and a 5 struck him out. 2 down. The Indians lead 2-1. And here's Buddy Bell. Nothing on the 9. Five and a 3. Pitcher chance. McNally is a 2. An 11 will be fine. Now he has to avoid the error on an E17. That is a 12, yes. Let's see, pitcher. 2 and an 11, that's a G2, which we only need 1 out anyway. And then E17 and a 12. But there is a 12. Oh, my Lord. So, little bouncer up the third baseline. McNally tries to barehand it, can't, bobbles, and everybody is safe. Scoring from third is Duffy. Second error of the inning. And Bell will not be held on. Here's Jack Brohammer. He is the 8th man to bat in the inning. All right, havoc roll for Brohammer. Nothing on the 6. Oops, and we will re-roll this one. 2 and a 6. Against the lefty, that's a ground ball to second. And that will retire the side. But the Indians get 3 here in the 5th. Historically, they got 3 runs in the first inning, but hey, can't have everything match up. But they will gladly take those 3 runs and send 8 men to the plate and now lead 3-1. Perry will face McNally, Buford, and Oates here in the bottom of the 5th. Oops, I don't even need the havoc roll. All right. And here is McNally. That's a 1 and a 7. That's a bouncer to the shortstop, Duffy. He throws out McNally. 1 down. And here is Don Buford. Buford doubled his last time up. Two and a 10, and that's a fly ball to left field. And making the catch there is Bavacqua. 2 down. And here is Johnny Oates. Oops. And will we roll because those dice got in the way. 5-5, and that's a ground ball to second. Brohammer will throw out Oates. 1-2-3 inning for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 5th. To the top of the 6th. And we will have Chambliss, Fosse, and Nettles here for the Indians. And here's a pitch to Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Not anymore. That's drilled over the center fielder Blair's head, and into second with a double is Chris Chambliss. 1-8. That's a 1. And they may get some bullpen action here. Rorik Harrison and Doyle Alexander are loosening in the bullpen. They cannot afford to get down too many more runs. Here's Ray Fosse, walked and grounded out in 2 appearances. And here's the pitch to Fosse. 4 and an 8. Ooh, just missed a home run chance. Ground ball to short. And once again, he grounds to Gritch, who looks back the runner and goes to first to get Fosse 1 away. And here's Greg Nettles. Nothing on the 19. And here's Nettles. Nettles singled and scored his last time up. And 666's second base chance. That is to Johnson, 2 and 11. That's fine. They're not holding on. Chambliss. Oh boy. Let's see if Davy Johnson gets the Michael Jackson defense disease here. Glove on one hand for no apparent reason, by the way, if you don't know what that is. All right. Oh, he's an E8. So E8 and a 12, he should be fine, and he is. Let's see if the runner goes to, let's see, 2 and an 8. That's a G2. Runner on second. If it's hit to the right side, runner advances. Okay. So he grounds at the second. Johnson gets it. Throws out Nettles. Going to third is Chambliss. And there are 2 away. For Kurt Bavacqua. Havoc roll for McNally. Nothing on the 16. Here's Bavacqua. 5 and a 2. Tough play for Boot Powell. That was a 15. Ooh, and a 4. I don't think this will be good. Powell is a 3. Yeah, 3 and a 15 is fine. He is an E18 and a 4. Wow, there is no 4. Okay. I guess that low is fine. So Powell underhands it to McNally, and that will retire the side. The Indians strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Indians leading 3-1. And Grich, Powell, and Crowley do up here in the bottom of the 6th. And here is Grich. Grich is 1 for 2 with a single. 6 and a 9. Shortstop chance, and that's going to handcuff Duffy. Let's see if he makes an error on it. 18 and a 13. There is no 13, but the 3 and a 1 is a clean, I won't say clean single, but it's a single. And Bobby Grich is 2 for 3, and they will hold him on. There's Boog Powell. He singled his last time up. Havoc roll for Perry. Nothing on the 18. There's Boog Powell. One swing of the bat can time this game right up. Not that swing. And that's a ground ball to Perry. He is a 1, so this could be a double play ball if he doesn't make an error. And an 8. Perry is an 8. There is no 8. 1 and a 19. That's a G1, so that's a ground ball to Perry. Throws to second to get Grich, and the shortstop Duffy's throw to first is in time to get Powell. 2 away. And here's Terry Crowley. Six and a 6 against the lefty. That's a fly ball to Buddy Bell in center field. And he will retire the side. Bottom third of the order due up for the Indians. Duffy, McCraw, and Perry. This will likely be the last inning for McNally. This is his point of weakness, and he's due up 4th in the bottom of the 7th. Although we might let him go to the 8th, but he will not pitch after he is due up to hit. I'm going to take a quick time out and get some water. Okay, and we're back, and here's Frank Duffy to lead off. Singled and scored his last time up. And 4 and a 6. That's a fly ball to right field. And Crowley puts it away, 1 down. Here's Tommy McCraw, singled his last time up. Drove in a run. And here's McCraw. And swung on and missed, struck him out. And that brings up Gaylord Perry, 0 for 2 today. With 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 7th. And once again, fly ball to center field. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Stretch time here in Baltimore. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back for its root for your favorite team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, and Robinson, Blair, and Johnson do up here. And here is Brooks Robinson. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Like to get off the schneid here. And 1 and a 4 ballpark single. 1 to 10, not good. That's a 12. So let's see here. 1 and a 4. We'll say that's a pop up to second base. And Brohammer puts it away, 1 down. And here is Blair. And here's the pitch to Blair. He is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. 5-2 against a righty. Second base chance. That is Mr. Brohammer. And 18 and a 12. 19 and a 12, excuse me. There is no 12, so Brohammer throws out Blair. 2 away. Here's Davy Johnson. One and a 10. And that's a fly ball to right field. And making the catch there is McCraw. And that will retire the side. So in the real game, McNally went... Oh, McNally didn't even get out of the first inning in his game after he gave up the 3 runs. So this is already a better start than he had already gotten. And I am not double switching for 4 spots in the batting order. So McNally will come out. And let's see if we have a quote-unquote short guy in the building. So it's either going to be Grant Jackson or Mickey Scott loosening in the bullpen now. As he has now gone through the bat. This is the 4th time through the order for McNally. And he will likely be pinch hit for leading off the bottom of the 8th. Here's Buddy Bell, reached on an error his last time up. 3 and a 9. And against the lefty, McNally finds the hole in that column. Ground ball to second, and that will retire Buddy Bell, 1 away. And here is Jack Brohammer. Brohammer 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. 6 and a 10. Catcher chance, that is for Johnny Oates. He is a 3 and a 10. This will likely, as long as he can avoid the error. Let's see here. Oates a 3 and a 10. That's either a foul out. Let's see, 12. Oates is a 2. Yeah, there's not going to be a 12 there. So, popped up into foul territory. Oates throws off the mask, and that will retire Brohammer. And here's Chris Chambliss. And 3 and an 8. Against the lefty, swung on and missed, struck him out. And that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And pinch hitting for the Orioles will be Al Bumbry. I will have to pull up his card. And we'll have, and they're going to... let's see here. You get Fossey, Nettles, and maybe a pinch hitter. So we're going to go with the lefty. Mickey Scott is going to be loosening in the bullpen. But Bunbury will hit for McNally, as he did in... Actually, he hit for one of them. And actually, wait a minute. Actually, they're going to go with Tom Chopay. Yeah. So Tom Chopay will pinch hit for McNally. And then Mickey Scott will be coming in. So 7 decent innings for actually 8 decent innings for McNally tonight. Just that 4th inning when they left the bases loaded turned the tide. All right, here's Perry to face Chopay to lead off the bottom of the 8th. 6 and an 8 against the lefty. Bouncer to second, and Brohammer throws out Chopay. 1 away. And here's Don Buford. Buford 1 for 3 today. 4 and a 6 against the lefty. That's trouble. That will get down, and 1 out single for Don Buford. They will not hold him on. So -4, he becomes a 1-11. They will not try to get a jump with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Johnny Oates. Nothing on the havoc roll. 2 and a 9, and the right column, just the wrong number. Fly ball to right, and now they will try to get Buford the jump. They're still not holding him on. He needs a 7, and if he gets it, he's a 1-11. And it's a 6, but there's a 2. And I believe this is a balk chance. 20-sided die. It's a 2. Balk chance. Yeah. So no balk rating for Perry, but that means that Gritch cannot, or Buford cannot get a jump. So now there are 2 outs. And havoc roll for Perry to Gritch at bat. Nothing on the 9. Here's Bobby Gritch. 6 and an 8. Fly ball to center field. And Buddy Bell retires Gritch, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th. And here comes Mickey Scott to come into the game for McNally. Fossey, let's see if the Indians made changes in there. Yeah. Fossey, Nettles, and then we're going to have Kirk Bavakwa be pinch hit for. Okay. All right, so 9th inning here. Scott will finish his warm-up tosses. And now he will face Ray Fossey. A lefty-righty matchup. 1 and a 4. Popped him up. And the second baseman, Johnson, calls for it, makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Greg Nettles. Two and a 4. Popped up behind home plate, and Oates throws off the mask, and that will retire Nettles. And pinch hitting for Bavacqua is Del Unser. He will take over in left field. Bavacqua was 0 for 2 with a walk on this game. 2 outs here on the top of the ninth. 6 and a 9, and that ball is ripped into right center field, and cutting it off there is the right fielder, Crowley. And in with the 2-out single is Del Unser. They will, let's see, -1, even. Nah, it's too risky for Unser. And with 2 outs, you know what? With 2 outs, we're going to take a shot. So they're going to hold him on. So even and then -2. So it'll be 1 to 13 if he gets the jump. If not, he is picked off. So he has to get a 3 to 7 to get the jump. Anything else, he gets picked off. And that's a 9, and he is picked off a first. So 1 to 3 on the pickoff, and that retires the side. Figured I'd try to get him in scoring position, and it didn't work out. So Scott with a good move gets Unser, and hope this doesn't backfire. All right, so the last chance, Powell, and we're going to get a pinch hitter, Merv Rettenmund. Actually, Don Baylor will come on deck and pinch hit for Crowley, and then Brooks Robinson. So Powell, Baylor, and Robinson. All right. And here's Powell. Five and a 6, fly ball to right field, and Unser defensive replacement. Actually, no, that's McCraw, not the left field. All right, and Crowley has been called back. Here's Don Baylor, and he will stay in the game and play right field if need be. All right, here's Don Baylor. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Oops, and no roll. All 3 have to go through. Five and a 6, swung on and missed, struck him out. And last chance is for Brooks Robinson, 0 for 3 today. 4 and an 11 against a righty. Fly ball, right field. Camped under it is McCraw, and that's your ball game. Final score from Memorial Stadium. Indians take this one 3-1. It was a 3-0 final in real life, and be right back with the box score, or the line score. All right, here's your line score. Indians 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Orioles 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors. Perry is your winning pitcher. He improves his record to 22-14, and his totals are now 321 innings pitched, 77 earned runs, 68 walks, and 190 strikeouts, and ERA reduced to 2.16. Your losing pitcher is McNally. He gave up the 3 runs in the top of the 5th. All right, and the final start of this replay, played on October 1st, The Indians head to Yankee Stadium to face Fritz Peterson and the New York Yankees. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video. It helps the video to be seen. If you want to leave a comment on something you heard or just want to leave one in general, please do so. And if you've not already subscribed, please hit click on that subscribe button and tap that bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever games you are playing, please enjoy them to your fullest. Have a good night, everybody.